Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Can somebody please confirm that you can see me and hear me? I think you can. Good morning. Our song today is Giants by Dermont Kennedy. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, Natalia. Thank you, everyone. Good morning. All right, let's see. Let's get a collective message to start. It's a different deck. Our collective message for the day. The journey wasn't the smoothest or the most pleasant lately, but everything is coming together. Your patience, strength, and perseverance will soon be rewarded. The wait is almost over. Hold on. That is pretty appropriate for my surgery tomorrow. All right, let's see. Let's get started here. We're going back to NJ, be good for me and my family. Yes, but it's going to be a headache at the same time. Excuse me. Something about it is going to be a headache. It almost feels like there's going to be, or there already is, some kind of like roadblock that you're going to have to work through. But yes, it will ultimately be good for you after the like frustrating headache, I guess I'd call it. That's going to be involved with moving. What am I here to learn and how am I doing? Are you here to learn? Okay, clarity on your core values and commit to what matters. The law of mentalism. What are you here to learn? You're here to learn the confidence that you need to align with to pour back into others. It's almost like self-sufficiency when it comes to what you can provide for the group. In terms of helping people kind of find clarity, but it's first finding clarity for yourself. It feels like on what really matters to you, like kind of getting to know yourself on a deeper level. You're doing well, but there's some wounds that still need to be faced in terms of what others have projected onto you that's not self. So needing to kind of sort through that. Oh, Iris, the Goo Goo Dolls came on. That's I don't want the world to see me. Yeah, like any projections that others put on you, kind of starting to sort through them. But other than that, yes, you're doing a good job. It feels like a slow process, but that's how it's meant to be. Will my husband get well again? Yes, but it's going to take some time. And I wouldn't say he's going to be completely in the clear. There's still going to be something he has to deal with, but it will get better in time. Is Ash with the right person? The right person for the lesson that's required to be learned right now. It may not be, there's going to still be bumps in the road, and it's going to be how those bumps are overcame. That depends if it's like a forever thing, but the right person for this time for certain lessons, yes. Will I get to see my grandson, and will I be going back to work at my present job? Get to see your grandson. It feels like a battle for some reason. Like you and someone is not on the same page. Oh, I dropped 7 of Wands. It feels like it's going to eventually work out, but it may either take a bit or take extra effort. It's like someone's not on the same page here. Going back to work at my present job. Yes, but not as quickly as you might like. Does my husband hear me when I talk to him? You've Got a Friend by James Taylor is the song. Oh, that's funny. I get it. You've got a friend. So yes. Oh, 2 of Cups. 2 of Wands. Oh, 2, 2, 2. 2 of Wands in reverse, 2 of Pentacles, and 2 of Cups. So yes, even though you're on different paths, different sides of the veil, you are still the priority and he is still with you. That was very direct. You've got a friend. Oh, I have always loved you and always will. Never forget that. Everlasting love never dies, and we will be together again. So big yes. Oh, I heard next song. All of Me by John Legend. That's the next song. My mom passed away unexpectedly. Does she have a message for us? It's like the unexpectedness and the quickness of her passing, almost like she loved everyone too much for it to be a prolonged thing. She didn't want to see everyone freaking out, everyone being upset. It's almost like her soul chose this way and the unexpectedness of it because of the bigness of her heart. Like she could not have anything where it was like expected or prolonged. She couldn't feel like she was paining anyone else. So she's saying basically like her soul chose this way, even though it seems extra like traumatic for everyone. It's like, yeah, she just didn't want to see everyone else. She didn't want to feel like everyone was pausing their lives for her, I guess it is, or something like that. Like this is the way her soul chose to go. So she's at peace with it. And she's sorry for the way that it affected everyone. But she's there with you. My Wish by Rascal Flatts is the song. Something about jewelry, and I watch over you every day. There's one particular person who's really not taking this well, and she's like, please, everyone kind of lean into that one person because they need the extra support right now, even though it feels like they kind of maybe push people away a little bit or try and hide their pain. That person kind of needs support right now. I want to say it's a male. In a difficult time, either my ex going through family court. Is his menacing over and will he leave me alone? He'll leave you alone in the ways that he's already been bothering you. It feels like I almost want to say like rumors or something. Like he's still going to try and get to you, but he knows that he can't get to you in the ways that he was just trying to get to you. So he's going to take a different route to try and make you be the one to throw your life off balance. So it feels like not taking the legal route, more taking a route that's going to like annoy you to try and pull you off balance. but it feels like the worst of it is over. Now it's just kind of like, almost like if someone's like pulling your hair, not literally, but like it's annoying, but it's not stopping you from doing what you have to do, if that makes sense. Was I right about my sister? Yes, and whatever you were correct about, it feels like something like untrustworthy energy or something that was unseen type energy saved you from some kind of tower moment when it comes to feeling like you have to put your walls back up. Am I still having heart issues or something else? Feels like the heart issues aren't necessarily all the way in the clear, but this feels like it's something else. Yeah, 3 of Cups when I said that, so a team effort. It feels like it's something else, and I want to say almost something that was like dormant, but then the heart bothered whatever it was that was dormant. It looks like it's going, it's not catastrophic, but there is something that you're going to have to, I was going to say, learn how to manage differently or something like that once you figure out what it is. Will my son pull himself out of his slump he's in and graduate high school? Yes, but whatever it is about whatever female or relationship hurt him, yeah, it's almost like he feels like his balance has gotten ripped from him. It is eventually going to happen, but I almost feel like there might be a delay, like maybe not if he's supposed to finish this year, maybe somehow push it till next year or something like that. It feels like there's going to be a delay, but it is going to happen. Eventually he comes around. What is my spiritual gift? Alchemizing the light and the dark. So taking alchemizing the light and the dark. It almost feels like helping people to rebirth themselves by giving them perspectives that they didn't see about themselves, because you are very much an observer in many ways. That could open up the door for activation of a lot of different gifts, but look at it in the way of helping people see a perspective that they could not otherwise see about themselves. So channeling information, it feels like you can access multiple channels. It's just kind of which way calls to you, which way you feel like developing. But the perspective of it is getting people to see a different perspective on themselves that they could not have otherwise seen. Song or message from her daughter, Alice. Don't Stop by Fleetwood Mac is the song. She's going to figure it out. Whatever it is that she feels like she's, I almost want to say, turned around about, or like not sure if she's facing the right direction. She's going to figure it out. to stop being so hard on herself and to find a way to communicate, whether that's through music, channeled writing. It's almost like she's saying she wants to be able to be there to support her more, but there needs to be a way to kind of communicate that she understands. She's very proud of her transformation as well. Specifically when it comes to like knowing herself more deeply, whatever steps she's taken to do that. I'm here helping you. And if my passing has been difficult, I'm sending you joy and adaptability. I just keep hearing it over and over. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Every little thing she does is magic by the Police. She was saying choose a second song. Will our brother sue your disabled brother in court? Sue. Yeah, it's almost like it doesn't look like it's actually going to happen, or like it looks like he's going to back away and then ends up filing something. I'm almost not sure if it goes all the way to court or if it's like something filed, but I guess that would lead to court. I'm seeing something being filed, but it's almost like he was on the fence about it or something, or like almost pulled out or something like that. Will this be the year I finally find love? You are going to find a relationship this year, but it's not going to be the love that you're looking for. It feels like a completion of a cycle type of. It's almost like the relationship that comes to you this year is so that you don't settle for less than what you're worthy of, which would mean that the relationship that you are worthy of comes after that little bit of a test. So not this year and after a test, but it is coming. Jacqueline, I see your super chat, but I don't. Oh, there we go. Will the life insurance policy be found and will I collect? Oh. Found, yes. There's going to be some difficulties with collecting. Not that it's not possible, but it feels like you're going to have to kind of go the extra mile and whatever that means. It almost feels like someone's trying to stop you from getting it, if that makes sense to you. It does feel like it eventually comes your way, but it's going to be, why is that reversed? Yeah, it feels like it's eventually going to come your way, but there's going to be a lot of struggle in like, I guess after it's found, getting it to you somehow, or maybe it's like the delay in processing, but it feels like there's struggle in getting it approved to go to you after it's found, but it eventually does. Next steps to move forward. Next steps. Feels like you're self-sabotaging a bit with certain, like needing to start to train your brain to be like a do it now person. Like if you see something that's making you drained, or I almost want to give the example of like if something in the house is making you feel like you want to clean it or you want to change it or something, like starting to take action sooner on certain things, just to kind of get the ball rolling on seeing yourself in a state of action, because there's some form of self-sabotage here. And reprioritizing, getting your emotions in flow. Yeah, Three of Swords, as I said that. So reprioritizing, getting your emotions in flow. And then after everything feels more balanced, it's kind of defining what it is you want your day to day to look like, and then getting rid of anything that's blocking your day to day from being what you want it to be. And then starting to bring in the things that you want in your day to day. Confessions of a New Yorker. I'm looking for your comment. I don't see it. Will love find me finally? Let me change this playlist. It feels like there's a couple things in terms of mindset that need to be shifted so that you can draw in the right partner. Right now, it feels like the partner that you would attract right now, you would overgive to, and a lesson would be repeated that doesn't need to be repeated. So kind of getting yourself into a more, I know what I bring to the table as well. Like I know it sounds cliche, but I don't chase, I attract type energy. And getting down to the source of whatever wound is making you feel that way in the first place so that it doesn't repeat. So you will find love, but after you're healed from that, because it's like a lesson that doesn't need to be repeated, if that makes sense. Is it my son I see at work? Hierophant. Hierophant, 10 of Cups, 4 of Swords. Yes. Oh, and the Empress. So literally your son being up in heaven, but still being connected to you, with a message. The earth is our school of lessons. I'm glad I got to experience so many wonderful things and acknowledge the importance of it's the little things that count. I'm a Believer by the Monkees is the song. Oh, now I see her face. It's almost like he's trying to get you to believe that what you're seeing and feeling is what you're seeing and feeling. Do I have a spiritual gift I can work on growing? Yes. So you have two that work together. And it's almost like as one strengthens, the other strengthens. I want to say it's mediumship for one of them. Let's look at the image on that card. Mediumship, but it's almost like, so the mediumship comes through for you as like a clear knowing or clear feeling, and then you can back it up with like ask it, like after you receive that, then you ask for, can I have a visual to confirm what I'm feeling, if that makes sense. So kind of linking the two together. I have an upcoming surgery. Will it go smoothly? Yes, but you're going to be in more pain after than either you expect to be or than you would like to be. Something is going to bother you. It'll fade, it'll pass. It's not like a permanent thing, but it feels like you're in for a little bit more, and that's not to scare you, but a little bit more pain than you're anticipating. But probably me too. So I'll be right there with you. Will Austin get GED this year? Yes, but I'm not confident about this year. It does happen, but I almost feel like either something happens where he doesn't pass the first time, or there's a delay in when he ends up taking it. But it does happen eventually. Will I have another significant person in my life again? Ooh, The Reckoning by Mathika. Needing to get out of the state of fear. It's almost like your guides are protecting you from having someone come in and then being in a state of fear and attracting the wrong person and then kind of losing hope. So kind of figuring out it is going to happen, but needing to reprioritize what could be keeping you in a state of fear that would lead to subconscious self-sabotage. So I guess a little bit more shadow work, a little bit more healing. I know you feel like you've done that enough already, but it feels like there's still a mindset that would cause you to repeat a lesson that would make you feel like you're taking steps backwards instead of steps forward, if that makes sense. What is my purpose? What is my purpose? You're meant to be doing something where there can be gradual increases in like responsibility or like something that there's like a staircase kind of going up so that it can keep you feeling motivated. It's something mixing like creativity with logic that allows you to take steps up and forward. It feels like it's something that you've experienced at one point as almost like a hobby or as something that you didn't all the way dive into. It's something that you've experienced part of. It's like already in your psyche to kind of be familiar with this. So think of like a staircase where you're taking one step up at a time and there's room for consistent growth, mixing creativity with logic. Does Chad in heaven have a message for his mom? Every little thing she does is magic by the police. He needs to let himself feel the emotions. And she wants him to talk to her more as well. There's a certain headache in his life that she's calling him to take action towards so that it doesn't continue to make him feel disconnected from himself. I always give you a kiss goodnight and I will always point you in the right direction. Yeah, like hung up and kind of confused about something. And she's like, there needs to be action so that you can start the process of kind of feeling like yourself again. And she's very proud of him Getting the image of like quicksand, or very proud of her for, I'm getting the image of like quicksand, like climbing out of quicksand. Something that felt like it was continuously draining has been freed, I guess you could say. What spiritual gifts of mine do I need to grow? Finding ways to transmute specifically kind of what you've been through. There's like a key to rehashing the past and looking at what you've learned from it and how you've experienced certain things. And through that, you're going to get certain feelings, and the feelings are meant to be messages. The feelings are the first step. So it's kind of like learning how your body communicates to you through feelings. And it also feels like there's a bit of clairaudience, like you're able to kind of hear, but in order to start that, it's like starting with the feelings. And then again, like I said in the other one a little bit ago, asking for like an audio to confirm the feelings, or like meditating on audio to confirm the feelings. So clear feeling is really where you need to focus on. And it feels like focusing on the past allows you to translate what those feelings are meant to mean, if that makes sense. How much of my story do I tell? What is the tone of my content? There's one part that you know it would be better to leave out. Ten of Swords in reverse with Ten of Wands, as I said that. So yeah, there's one part, and you know what part this is. It feels like something that you may, it's not even like any consequence that would come from it. It's more of just constantly thinking, oh, it's out there, it's out there. It feels like there's a part that you're not ready to really put in this yet. So that part, hold back on. What is the tone of my content? But the rest of it, I mean, especially in terms of whatever the transformation element is, all of it besides that part. What is the tone of my content? The Moon in reverse with the Emperor. Taking my power back by telling my story. Even keeled, this is it. This is what it is, and this is what it did and how it made me feel. The Scientist by Coldplay just came on. Will the family trust be resolved in the way we are fighting for? Will it be resolved in a way that you're okay with? Yes. Is it going to be everything that you're hoping for? No. There's some masculine energy that's, I almost want to say acting childish or acting selfish or acting irrational. And it feels like it's not exactly like you'd hope it is, but you're going to have a solution that you're like, okay, I can live with this. Does my father and husband have stock in company where I work? Confusing. Either yes, but they just sold it, or yes, and they're getting ready to sell it. I'm not getting a clear answer if they still have it at this moment. Oh, I think they do. Yes, but it feels like they're considering selling it, or they got close to selling it recently. Will my grandson get out of his financial hardship and get married in May? Married in May, yes, but financial hardship, there's still something that needs to be done differently in order to maneuver all the way out of it. It feels like that's going to take a bit longer than May. And it feels like something needs to be done differently than how it's happening right now in order to get out of it. Was I separated from a twin at birth? Yes. That was the first card that came out, and that was the other one. So it's like, and then that's the mother in this case. It looks like that's a very strong possibility, yes. If I start a blog as an English teacher, will it be successful? It will not be as successful as you'd like, but it pivots you towards the direction of something that ends up being successful. So either it gives you the confidence to pursue something like bolder, or it's at very least step in the right direction. So it could get you noticed by someone that kind of puts you in the spotlight. It's heading in the right direction, but it's not going to be everything that you expect it to be, but it leads to something that's a victory. Will my daughter and her fiance buy a house by June? It'll be by the end of the year, but I'm not getting June. I'm getting a little after June. Will my partner of 15 years be my life partner? I'm not getting life partner. I am getting a significant amount of time that you two are meant to spend together for like soul evolutionary purposes, but I'm not getting that. That's the person that is your life partner. Am I going to get the job I'm trying to get? Unfortunately, I'm getting a no for that. But it's almost like it's a catalyst for you heading in the right direction, but not the one that you're trying to get right now. How can I raise my energy level? Getting your emotions back in flow and reconnecting with your inner child. It's like an above ground pool, and it has a leak. So all the water's not dumping out, but like some water's dumping out because subconsciously you're trying to process the it feels like an emotional like stagnancy when it comes to something being seen from the eyes of your inner child. It also feels like needing to let yourself do more things that you enjoy. I'm specifically picking up on like watching comedy or like giving your brain a break from stress. What do you feel are my gifts? You had something with dreams, like you have very keen dream interpretation. Like if you did channel writing or stream of consciousness writing right after waking up from the dream state, you'd find that you get a lot of like valuable, valid information from your dreams. And so that kind of encompasses in like astral projection, which I also feel like there's remote viewing availability for you as well to connect to that pretty easily. Yeah, getting clear messages. Feels like it revolves around the astral, a lot of what you're meant to open up first, and then that can kind of open up into other gifts as well, but like astral and dream type stuff, and like mind teleportation, I guess you could say. I never knew my bio father. My mother never shared. I have an idea, and that was. You're right about the idea you have. It does look like, yes, he'd likely be deceased. Name of the Game by Badfinger is the song. Any song for you, of course. Girl on Fire by Alicia Keys. Let yourself take the leap. You're more ready than you're giving yourself credit for. Disassociated on and off when she started to show signs that she would soon pass, unable to properly care for any song. Butterfly Kisses by Bob Carsley. It's not your fault. Our brains do things that we're not able to control. And it's like you're not even realizing how traumatic this was on yourself. Like you had no other choice than to disassociate because it was triggering wounds that had been long forgotten about, that if everything would have piled on all at once, it feels like it would have taken you back like a while in terms of healing. Yeah, it would have taken you back. So you're not wrong for handling it the way you had to handle it to be able to get through the situation. Please understand that it was my time to go and I'm not dead are the songs. They know you care. It was never a question of if you cared or not. We can all only handle so much. Do I have a spiritual gift? What is it? What am I here to learn? You're here to learn what is your limitations that you set on yourself versus what are the limitations that other people have set on you, and breaking away from them. You're here to learn that fear is something that you can work through, especially when it comes to fear of certain parts of yourself, I almost want to say. Your spiritual gift is learning how to kind of connect to channeling in ways that gets your conscious mind out of the way so that your subconscious mind can pour through. So that can be art, channeled writing, any kind of divination. It's like starting from getting your thoughts out of the way and allowing it's almost like there's like all this stuff that wants to come through. It's like allowing it to come through by getting out of the way, if that makes sense. From a Distance by Bette Midler. Yeah, like your higher self wants to pass you all the downloads, but just creating a pathway to. Will getting foot surgery help with my feet pain? There's something that you're not able to do now that the surgery will help you be able to do again, I almost want to say, like something you used to be able to do, you can't do, or something that's a struggle to do now. But there is going to be either prolonged healing or like, I didn't realize healing was going to be this rough type of thing. But then it does give you like your, I almost said stability or something, like it gives you something back that is lost from the foot pain, but the healing isn't fun. Four-year-old nephew have a message and a song. Build me up, Buttercup. It shows a little flower that's dancing and singing. I had to leave that way and believe in yourself. You can do it. There's this feeling of like almost like pranks. Like, I don't know if like through thoughts or through moving stuff or through lights, like there's some like almost energy of like, I'm trying to prank you. I'm trying to get you to laugh. Like you need to laugh. You need to let yourself look for the light, I almost want to say. Give yourself an opportunity to look for the light. Oh, I think that's what this was about, like trying to make you laugh. Oh, this is a dancing flower. Will my mental health improve anytime soon? You're going through a bit of a dark night of the soul here. Will it improve soon? It's almost like needing to get back in flow. Right now, it's like there's bursts, right? Burst, burst, burst. Unclogging whatever that pipe is that's making it burst so it can be back in flow. It's going to take some work. You're in deep to a dark night of the soul. The moon in reverse, as I said that. So you will come out of it. Needing to kind of trust yourself here to define what is valuable to you in your life, and making sure that anything that's like depleting what you get from that is cut out. So allowing yourself to go through the dark night of the soul, knowing that you're going to eventually get out of it, but it's almost like it needs to kind of get worse before it can get better, if that makes sense. Real World by Matchbox 20 is the song. What does this year bring for me? Freedom and health. There's some kind of big change of environment that's happening this year. And it feels like a cutting off of someone who doesn't need to have access to you anyway. It feels like it's slow to start, and then there's a lot of fast movement. I almost want to say like towards the third quarter of the year-ish. You're not going to be where you want to be, but you'll be a lot closer. But it's going to take some time, and then it goes quickly, if that makes sense. Will I find a healthy remote job soon and be able to leave boss and work environment? Yes, but it's not something that you already looked at yet. You do have something coming. You're heading in that direction. It feels like not as soon as you would like, though, but you do become unstuck. I also feel like you're finding something that you're going to make significantly more money in, but it's not something that you've already put feelers out for. So keep looking and look for something that is going to at least start around the same pay, maybe a little bit more, because it feels like it climbs up. I messaged yesterday and they sound off. Looking for a message from my sister Diana going through. Mom passed. Looking for a message from my sister. I am getting someone being together. I think it's them too. I think if I'm understanding it correctly. There's someone that's affected by this heavily that needs a little extra support and needs to talk about how they're feeling. It feels like it's about your mom that passed recently. I think this is to you, but thank you for helping to hold everyone together. It's been like being shown like a really rough wooden roller coaster, it feels like. I am so happy here, carefree with no earthly worries, and as a soul, I can be in several places at once. Yeah, it feels like there's someone who they feel really needs their support right now. Like they're showing me kind of someone sitting on the edge of the bed with their head in their lap type thing, like someone's kind of going through it. And they're there, but they're also saying that this person needs a little extra support. Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. So the person will be okay, whoever it is, but feels like it's a male energy that's needing the extra support. Will my heart give out in the near future? In the future, it does look like that is something that becomes a major issue. In the near future, no, not how you're defining near. It feels like you have, I almost want to say double the time that you're expecting. Am I in the right career / company? Yes, but it's almost given the energy of like taking your boss's job or like an unexpected, like you feel like there's no room to move and then move up and then you end up moving up. But I'm getting a yes. On the right spiritual path. Am I on the right spiritual path? To a degree, but it feels like there's something you can bring in or incorporate to kind of like mind opening type energy to allow yourself to see from a perspective that you're not seeing at right now. You're on the right path, but just think like expansion now. Why you feel can't seem to fix it. Life is funky. So it feels like there's a wound here. Sometimes our bodies kind of keep the score, right? And it feels like there's a wound here of shame coming from a feminine energy around childhood that was buried for some time and then got triggered. And then it was kind of like a pattern that you were unable to break out of because it allowed you to see what to expect. It allowed you to feel control, and control made you feel like the wound would not affect you in a way that was beyond your control. So addressing the underlying wound will help you decrease the need to feel the control and allow you to break out of the repetitive pattern that you're trapped in. Yeah, the cycle here. But there is a way to kind of take your power back here, but it's needing to not address the physical issue first. It's addressing what's causing the physical pattern, if that makes sense. Somebody Like Me by War Cub is the song for that. What will happen as far as the Mason Contra Fort? There's smoke damage. What will happen? Needing to reach out to someone. There's more outgoing money that's going to need to be spent. There's some stress and frustration, a bit of a burden here. I almost want to say like needing to force a path open, like needing to kind of make noise to get people to help, or like to get people to, I almost want to say, do their jobs. Like you're gonna have to kind of like put pressure on people to get things to happen in the way you need to. It looks like it's going to be an uphill climb. Yeah, something's going to be an uphill climb there. House and car claim was denied. Was insurance in the wrong? Yes, but it looks like somebody tried to cut some kind of corner, and getting this done and out, it prevents the cut corner from being uncovered, if that makes sense. Were they in the wrong? Yes. But I almost feel like there's a way that you can show that by finding whatever that is that was a corner cut, if that makes sense. Like being like, you cut this corner, let's talk again about this denial type of thing. Son-in-law's restaurant being successful this year. Preparing to be successful upcoming, but needing to change certain things to get there. It feels like there may be some kind of hit that he takes this year in terms of having to spend money to make money or something like that. It's all working towards flowing in a better direction, but needing to kind of be flexible with changes so that he can get where he wants to be. Will my ex come back? I wouldn't trust this person if they do come back. I feel like if they do come back, it's to see if they could get back or if you take them back, and not so much for genuine reasons. I feel like it's not likely, but there may be some testing of the waters. And it just feels like the lesson was learned and you're meant to kind of move forward. Am I on the right path for regaining my health? Let me detox from the venom. Not in the way you want it to, as far as the cleanse. I feel like there is a cleanse that would help you, almost like in addition to that, like that starts the cycle but doesn't get you to where you need to be, but it opens up something that allows the rest of the cycle to be completed. I don't know if that's like heavy metal detox on top of it. It's like something works in combination with that, but you don't have the combination piece yet. So needing to add something. Are you on the right path? You're finding the path. You're still figuring out, like, you're where you need to be right now to get to where you want to go. But now that you've created somewhat of a foundation, now it's like building on the foundation back to health. So needing to kind of still incorporate things and put the effort in still, which I know you are, but like thinking outside of the box almost. There's something in combination with the foreign protein cleanse. I'm almost getting the image of like peeling off a layer of something, and that's what that does, and then something else to take things out, and that's what the other thing is. I don't know how that translates, but that's what I'm getting. Is it my mom answering me on dowsing rods? Star. Yes. Oh, right away, yes. Confirm. Yes. Yes, it is. Pay attention to synchronicity. So the dowsing rod synchronicities. Don't let the past hold you back or block you from future endeavors. I feel like this is specifically stop doubting yourself and what you're receiving message-wise on the dowsing rods. Let It Be by the Beatles. So yeah, believe, like, let it be. Let the answers be what you needed to hear. Like, you're getting the right responses, I guess I'd say. Does Johnny have any messages? Earth Angel by the Penguins. There's 2 songs. Earth Angel by the Penguins and Brave by Sarah Bareilles. Messages. There's healing in crying. Let yourself feel. There's something about the wall. I don't know, like a picture on the wall that you always look at, or like shadows or light on the wall. It's like he's trying to show you that he's there. Stop holding on to, like, there's like a specific heaviness. I almost feel like it's like unwarranted guilt. Like you feel guilty for something, and he's like, why? I don't understand. No, that's not it. Don't feel guilty for that. I feel healthy and happy, and you have sensed me while you felt a light breeze. Yeah, like something, he's doing something with his presence to let you know he's there. Nails and screws are the token I picked up. So maybe something that you're finding repeatedly, or maybe that's what he'll show you now to confirm. Trying to get to as many people as I can, everyone. If I pick someone twice, it's not intentional. It's just, I can't, it's hard to pay attention to them. I'm not really looking at the names that much. Is there a message that I'm on the right path? There's a pivot needed. It's like you've taken action and now it's like opening up a door that you've walked to. So like you're at the door now. Now it's kind of going through the door. You have the tools to see the door, open the door, and walk through the door. So you're on the right path, but there's still like that door needing to be opened, if that makes sense. If you guys leave a super chat and it doesn't have the comment in it, it's hard for me to go and find the original, what the super chat is referring to comment wise, because I'm only about halfway down the comment list right now. So if you could please just copy them into with it. Am I with the right person? For now, because there's a lesson to be learned here, but you will eventually decide to walk away, it looks like. Will my friend that is missing ever be found? There will be a conclusion. It might not be the best outcome, but there will eventually be answers, is what I'm getting. I lost my father when I was 11. Does he ever try to communicate with me? Yes, he doesn't want to freak you out, though. Almost like you've gotten an answer from him that was very direct, and it a little bit freaked you out or scared you a little bit at one point. It feels like a while ago. People admire you more than you give yourself credit for. It's like you kind of are hoping that you're making him proud, and he's like, I'm trying to give you proof that you're making me proud by the ability to like see how other people are seeing you, if that makes sense. That's Life by Frank Sinatra. I am just a thought away. Sometimes I move things around, and I'm sorry, please forgive me. That has something to do with his passing. It feels like he wanted to say more or wish he could have said more. Get a drink. Will A and B break up? So yes, but one of them needs to realize that they don't trust the other one. It's almost like eventually one of them feels like they can't like open up and talk to the other one. Is the doctor going to admit me? Yes, but it's almost like you're not in there as long as you expect to be, or you're admitted and then they're like, you don't need to be admitted. Something like that. It feels like it's like more quick than you anticipate, but it does look like there's some admittance there. Is there a meaning in the number patterns? Trying to point you to a part of your life that you're not seeing how to free yourself from, like almost like trying to alert you like, okay, you're getting close, you're getting close. What's that game, like hot potato or something, or green light, when you're getting close to something? It's almost like trying to alert you to either messages that are going on around you that would help you see where there's a blockage or how you can move forward, or it could be like you see it and then the music that's on or something. It's like a combination message. So the number patterns are pointing towards another sensory tool that you're meant to be using to show you in the moment where there's a blockage or where you're holding yourself back from something. Who met my son on the other side? King of Wands here, so a very passionate older man. He was never alone. He was immediately met with love. Ain't No Mountain High Enough by Marvin Gaye. Oh, that's direct. I'm with all who have passed before, ancestors and long lost friends. The TV and phone glitches when I'm sending you signals. Hearing over and over, explore, explore it, explore it. I feel like it's like a thought or like an interest of yours, like whatever it is that explore it is about, it's going to help you feel better. I almost feel like it's like a topic of research or like a hobby or something to get you out of kind of like a rut. Something you've already been thinking about, though, because it's not a full sentence. Like explore it, explore it. Will my friend's divorce proceedings occur in Tennessee or Boston? Tennessee, Boston. Looks like Tennessee. Tennessee is what it looks like. Will my daughter play college softball again? Almost seeing her not want to. It almost looks like it's going to be available to, and she might not want to. Or maybe she does and then decides she doesn't like it. There's some kind of quick change to it. Any grandbabies? I'm seeing grandbabies, but after some kind of like either prolonged period or like complication type of thing, it does look like something ends up happening grandbaby wise. Don't Blink by Kenny Chesney is the song. When my future ex-husband passes, will I receive everything? And panel song. There's something you're going to find out about. Everything, no. It's like there's like a split of some kind. You'll receive something, but not everything, because there's some kind of something you don't know about that comes out. How to Be Alone by Rachel Gray is the song. Oh, hold on, I'm seeing mostly all the repeats. Hold on 1 second. Oh, Chad is in heaven. She needs a message from him. Chad, 7-year-old died. There's some kind of comforting that he's going to try and bring to her that she's in need of. He's free. You wouldn't expect him as a child to want to be free, but he's free. It almost feels like he was an old soul. Be at ease, because this is what, even though it doesn't seem like it would be, it's something that his soul chose for this lifetime. There is no such thing as death, and I'm over here learning. Tell Your Heart to Beat Again by Danny Goski is the song. Why was I sent here, and advice for next steps? To rebirth yourself, to reparent yourself, to restructure yourself from the ground up. It feels like in a past life, you helped people do what you're doing for yourself now. So it's kind of like being on the receiving end of what you helped others with before. And advice for next steps. The only way out is through. You'll get clarity as you take your power back. It's like as you take a step, the next step is revealed to you. Is my life purpose a medium for animals? This has been a calling since you were very young, I think. Yes, that's it feels like multiple things in your life have been in flow pushing you towards that. I'm going to stay on about 15, 20 more minutes, guys. Then I have to start getting everything ready for tomorrow. Will my depression ever get better? Yes, what needs to be addressed is starting to treat yourself like you're someone you love. Making sure that your nutrition, your hydration, your sleep, almost like look at it as if you aren't you and you're caring for another person that's a version of you. Like almost like you're re-caring for the person, the version of you that experienced the situations that were traumatic for you. So look at it as if you're taking care of a version of you that's not you, almost like a Tamagotchi pet or something. Like look at it as if it's outside of you. It'll start to reconnect you because you'll start to see yourself through the brokenness, and realize that you're worthy of being taken care of in that way. Life review and letting go. So looking back at what specifically needs to be let go of that you could still be holding on to energetically. But it feels like that requires you to look at it in a way that you're looking at you from a pat, like you're looking at you as if you're someone else, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Looking at yourself as if you are in charge of taking the best care possible of a person that's not you, so you can start to reconnect with you again and feel worthy again. What is the purpose of my life? Lots of frustration. Feels like something related to the family unit, something relating to families, something relating to almost was like bringing diverse elements of a dynamic together. Um, it feels like doing that within your own life and then using that to sustain your 3D, so like career wise, like shifting in that direction, I guess you'd say. Bringing different dynamics of something in together in like a comprehensible way. Mixing in intellect with something related to like family unit or like rebalancing where areas feel stuck by doing it for yourself and then branching out in a way that serves others is what I'm getting there. How bad is mom's health? It's like there's two things that are starting to merge into each other that are making things worse. Almost like one thing was already wrong and there's kind of something else that's new that's wrong, and the way that they're mixing together is causing a problem. It's not as I would say it's about as bad as you're thinking it is. But I feel like at first you were thinking it was worse than it is, but something kind of has shifted those two things coming together that has made it so that what you originally thought is about correct on how bad it is. Should I give Jordan the Gemini a chance? You're going to end up super confused. No, there's better options for you. It almost feels like immaturity, like not ready to meet you at the depth in which you're able to give. What is keeping me from moving forward in life? Internal dialogue, needing to kind of change the way you view yourself. Almost like there's this cycle of a self-fulfilling prophecy where you're expecting things to go wrong and then they do it in the exact way. So it's almost like there's something you need to grab control over when it comes to breaking out of a toxic cycle and needing to change something in the environment. That could be either career, work, or it could be just kind of needing to shift what you're pouring energy and effort into and being very mindful of internal dialogue. It feels like you're very hard on yourself. Rites of passage. It's like your soul signed up to self-sabotage until you could learn that self-sabotaging is something that you can turn around, if that makes sense. So just getting very honest with yourself about any behaviors or focus that could be not bringing you forward into the direction that you want to go. Message from my mom. Sometimes I feel someone is standing next to me. Yes, someone is standing next to you. There's something in the previous tower moment that you had that will help free you to go forward, but you need to let yourself feel. It's almost like you learned, you got through the task, excuse me, but there's a need to learn the lesson that came with it, if that makes sense, in a more thorough way. Release any guilt or blame you feel. It is not your fault. And at any special event, don't worry, I am there with you. Do You Believe in Magic by The Lovin' Spoonful is the song. Will I find a good job this year? Stressed about the job search. It feels like you're going to have a disappointment before you find a job. Like, looks like something's going to go through and it doesn't. It's needing to hold on because it feels like that's when you find the job. Almost like something doesn't work out and you apply for something else because the something doesn't work out, and that's the thing you end up getting. So it feels like a little later in the year, and there's a need to not get too down on yourself if the first thing doesn't work out, because it's propelling you in the direction of something that does. It almost feels like you interview or for something and it's like set and then it doesn't work out. It feels like that. But then the other thing is right around the corner. Will my son and daughter make up? Yes. Right now, they're just not seeing eye to eye. One of them is not willing to hear the other one out. And the other one is shutting down emotionally. So will they make up? Yes, but it's gonna be a little bit. Almost feels like there's something that one of them goes through that makes them want to talk to the other one, and that's what kind of eventually brings them back together. Why is our cat Kaylee throwing up her wet food? She eats her dry food, drinks water. Throwing up her wet food. She eats her dry food. I almost want to say that, like, it's something mixing in, like the wet food, and then the water is too much. Something along those lines, like maybe needing to get a less liquidy wet food, because it feels like there's water and then there's more water and I get sick. Just like not sitting well. Maybe picking up the water a little bit before the wet food is given to try and see if that helps. Change the playlist. Okay, I'm trying to see if I'm getting through all of these. Is my dog BB with me? Yes, I feel like there's something about the couch. Like, I don't know if you always think of BB on the couch or like have felt like there's signs when you're sitting on the couch. Everybody by Logic. Okay, I was gone for a minute, but I'm back now. Sit back down. Oh, that's a dog. That's funny. We are soulmates. Stop second guessing and wondering what if you made the right decision. What was my soul lesson? When I was 16, my mother betrayed me. The law of power. Remember who you are. Yeah, taking your power back, going from letting your environment control you to you regaining control over your mindset to kind of take back opening up of a path that wouldn't have been available if your environment continued to be in charge of you. Did my father falsify my death record? There's something that was done that's weird, but it doesn't feel like it's that. But like you're picking up on some kind of deceptive energy. That's correct. But it feels like it's not what you think it is, if that makes sense. Senior Kitty, 20 years not well. Do we have a date? Feels like around a year and a half. I would maybe prepare a little bit sooner than that, but I'm getting around a year and a half. Yeah, you still have a little bit more time than I think you do. How can I strengthen my inner knowing? Spiritual acceleration, progress, and technology. It honestly feels like listening to different sound healing, listening to different guided meditations. It's almost like, but I'm seeing almost closing your eyes and allowing yourself to kind of be in the darkness while listening to things that open up that channel on purpose. Memories of Atlantis is the card that came out. So maybe exploring past lives as well. Oops. I don't know which ones I've already done. Do I have any gifts? Will I get away from my husband? Yes, you have gifts, but it feels like right now you're not really aligned with them because you're in a state of fear because of things going on in your life. Will I get away from my husband? It's going to take some time here and a need to come up with a solid plan. Needing to cross your T's and dot your I's. I'll do one more of the questions. Is my son okay? Yes and no. Better than he was, but still not out of the woods yet. Still needing, I'm just going to say, to think outside of the box in a way that allows for more healing or progress to be made. I'm going to stay on for about 8 more minutes, guys. Trying to get through as many of these as I can. Update on my mother's declining health status. It feels like you're going to kind of get some news very soon about things not going in a very positive direction. I'm almost getting like the image of like something not working in the way it was supposed to, or something supposed to work better than it ends up working. Head Above Water by Avril Lavigne is the song. It feels like, unfortunately, it feels like you're going to soon get confirmation of something that's going to help other like symptoms make sense, I almost want to say. Did my mom know I was with her when she passed? Is she upset about the house? So the house, the message I'm getting is like there was no other, like I understand because there was no other solution, I guess you'd say. Upset, I'd say yes, but almost like acceptance of it. And yes, she definitely knew that you were there. A song we both love comes on when you think about me. I guess that's why they call it The Blues by Elton John. Do you see a career change for me this year? Feeling stuck and unhappy. This year, no, but it feels like you start to put serious feelers out, or like there's some decision you make later in the year that unfolds in the following year. So it's like you come up with a path or a solution and start veering towards that, but not for a little bit, more closer to like, I'm going to say third quarter of the year. But not that the new job happens that time. It's like that's when you start to action it. It feels like it takes a few months to get the hook in. Insight that spirit wants my family and my sisters to be aware of. Insight that my sister. Sisters. It feels like one of the sisters was previously the mother role for the other sisters in a previous lifetime. It feels like you probably know which one this is. The sisters, there's like some kind of karmic loop that the sisters together are breaking out of, if that makes sense, like from previous incarnations. Authenticity is to break out of that cycle is authenticity. Songs. Authenticity is the key to break out of the, like staying in authenticity is the key to breaking out of the whatever it is that they were meant to come here to break out of. Tell Them That I'm Coming by Lathan Warlick. I'm adopted and recently found out I have siblings. Should I search for them? Should I search for them? Yes, it looks like it would light up a part of you that I almost want to say like only that kind of interaction could light up. It like fills a hole that you maybe felt was like unfillable, but it takes some time, so don't rush it. Will we buy another home in the next few years? I don't know how you're defining few. It feels like it's going to be a little longer than you would like in terms of few, but it is going to happen. There's a hurdle that needs to be overcome first. Sun's not as close as you would like. There is roots being planted, but not quite as close as you would like. Gonna do about 2 more. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get to as many people as I can. I get kind of confused about which ones I did and which ones I didn't do. Oh, it moved. Hold on. Purchasing land. Will I manage to get it through auction or a joint venture? Auction. Joint venture. It looks like auction is kind of, I almost want to say like a dead end. or what you'd get from it would be a burden, like more burden than it's worth. It looks like joint venture is the way to go. Happy birthday. Any messages for your birthday? Something is shifting quicker than you think it is, in your favor. Let go of the old and make way for the new. You may find yourself being distracted by random thoughts, fears, or doubts. Don't allow yourself to be governed by them. Simply observe them and choose to take aligned action and choices. Arise from the siege is the song. Our dad gave all the grandkids nicknames. What does he want the new grandson's nickname to be? I almost feel like there's a way that he's already been trying to incorporate it to you. I'm not getting an exact nickname for some reason, but I am getting that you're able to call it in. I almost want to say the thing I always say with music, like creating a playlist of a bunch of songs and allowing that to kind of bring you to the name. It feels like the name is something that you already say, if that makes sense. That's what I'm getting. I know that's not the name, but it feels like it's something that once you understand it from him, you're like, oh, that makes sense. Let me get a song. You can't always get what you want by the Rolling Stones. Yeah, it feels like he wants to give it to you directly. Kind of just creating the pathway to do that. Did I successfully cut the cord? Yes, but there's still some kind of like residue of a mindset that needs to still be shifted. The cord, as in the other person's access to you, has been cut, but it's just like the effect on you that it still has that needs to be still processed, is almost the word I want to say. Am I going to have a baby this year? What do I need to do to make it happen? It feels more likely next year. There's a need to take better care of yourself when it comes to, I almost want to say like physical, like physically taking better care of yourself. It also feels like needing to come up with a plan. It's almost like you're a little bit subconsciously stressed that you don't have the plan in place, or something about like strategy in place, like when you do get pregnant. And something physically is, I almost want to say, working against you. So needing to get that in balance as well. All right, I'm going to do 2 more. And then I have to hop off. Did I pick up my inner child in meditation? Actually feels like you picked up your inner teenager in meditation. Almost like you've been trying to connect with your inner child and your inner teen is like, hey, me too. So I guess you could say partially, but it feels like inner teen. Is it my daughter who passed away before Thanksgiving? Yes, it's almost like she's giving you comfort in the times when your thoughts are starting to spiral, and she's trying to disrupt the spiral, like so that you don't get yourself into like a very upset mode. Soul Shine by Government Mule is the song. My mind is free. Yeah, my mind is free. Mirror. She's trying to get you to get your mind free. It's like trying to almost like tap on your shoulder and be like, hey, stop thinking that, if that makes sense. Or stop like being so hard on yourself. My ex passed recently. Has he forgiven me? It's almost like once he saw the situation from a higher perspective, he realizes that there was nothing really to need to forgive. It was just everything playing out in the way that it would allow each of you to get the lessons that you needed to learn. Bad Moon Rising is the song. We are soulmates and always will be connected. Even though I am not here in the physical world, I can feel your loving warmth and I hope you feel mine too. So yes, a big yes. Almost like there's nothing to forgive. Like we're all human, we're all doing our best type energy. It's like that kind of like, well, you did what you had to do, or we were learning and growing type message. Why does my sister treat me the way she does? After this one, I have to hop off, guys. I'm sorry. You can see her, and there's something that she tries to not let people see about her. And also, it like a little bit of feeling like she needs your support more than you need her support, and that causes like an imbalanced power dynamic in her mind that she tries to back away from. Like, I don't want to feel, but it's not anything that you do. It's more of just like your energy and your ability to see through what she tries to hide. Yeah, sees through what she tries to hide. The Moon and the Ace of Swords in reverse. It's almost like you feel more free than she feels in her mind, if that makes sense. All right, everyone, I have to hop off. I'm sorry. I tried to get to as many as I can. I appreciate all of you. Surgery is tomorrow morning, so I will be gone for a little bit. I will update you all when I kind of know when I'll be back. I'm assuming it'll probably be about a month. Yeah, thank you all so much for coming. I appreciate you all. I'm sorry if I didn't get to you. I'm going to be doing these regularly in combination with investigative readings when I come back. Maybe I'll do like one of these every other day type of thing, or at least twice a week. So if I did not get to you, I will get to you in time. Thank you all.